Let's take a look at Ruidoso right now. It's 81 degrees out there, and well, just been a really good week for our friends down there. You know, it's really been a tough monsoon, a tough summer because of all the flooding. But I'm happy to say that this week has been lining up really well for that area of the state, and hopefully that means it's going to be a spectacular weekend for everyone. Right now, areas like Silver City also looking pretty dry. We haven't seen as much flood risk within Silver City as we have in other spots like Ruidoso, but certainly in the mountains to the north, and also Santa Fe rail yards right now showing us some isolated activity over the high terrain. But right now here in Albuquerque, it's dry and it's a little bit on the warm side. It's 91 degrees, and for the rest of the evening, I'm anticipating it's going to be partly cloudy. There still is a small chance for rain later on in the evening, so keep that in mind. It will probably be past midnight, but that is because the circulation that we see is kind of moving clockwise around the four corners. Now, in terms of getting actual rain on the ground, the only areas that we're seeing right now are in areas like Cuba, sort of to the north and west of the Jemez Mountains, and out here Taos and areas toward the really going to say the western slopes of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. But right here, Crown Point to Gallup, I mean, they're probably just clouds, okay? Those are little bitty storms, and they're going to break apart. So overall, for tonight, I'm expecting most of the activity to end after midnight. It's going to be a mild and quiet evening, but then things start changing. And that means it's going to be nice and cool for areas like Las Vegas first thing in the morning. Your lows across the south are going to be mostly in the 60s and 70s. But look at Saturday. There's a flood threat that is really going to be lingering exclusively over the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, and more specifically, the Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon burn scar. So this is a look at the flood watch, which is going to be affected in the early afternoon through the late evening hours. And that does include areas like Cimarron, Mora, and Las Vegas. And actually, I think that we're really going to be watching some storms kind of threatening flash flooding in that burn scar up there. For Sunday, though, scattered rain will start mostly across the state, still staying dry in southern New Mexico. And then we start getting back into the swing of things Monday, because monsoon is going to continue to just roar into the state. For Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to be looking at not only that, but cooler air moving in. And that's going to make some areas feel like it's fall. So that's going to be a little bit colder than usual, or I'll say cooler than usual, of what I'm predicting by next Wednesday. For the southeast tomorrow, it's going to be mostly low 90s. In the southwest, it's going to be mid 90s, and some areas will be looking at some rain chance like Reserve and Quemado and those higher elevations. Otherwise, it's going to be a quiet, dry weekend for Roswell in the low to mid 90s. Silver City, you're going to really pick up steam on those monsoon rain chances by the middle of next week. Across the northeast tomorrow, looking fairly active, and this is going to be going along with some flood potential near Las Vegas and the Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon burn scar. Across the northwest, looking active as well for areas in higher elevations. For Farmington, it's only going to be about a 40% chance, but that's going to increase toward the beginning and middle of next week. For Las Vegas, look at this. You're only going to be in the low 70s. Pretty much for the beginning of next week to the middle of next week. Across the North Mountains, a high of 68 Red River, 91 Espanola. For our capital city, about a 40% chance of showers each afternoon this weekend. And as we start looking toward the East Mountains into the Albuquerque metro, a little bit of heat still right there in the forecast, mid 90s. Otherwise, I'm calling for those rain chances to start creeping up by the day, up to about a 40 to 60% chance as we get toward the middle of next week.